All right, I'm the Flat Rate Master, and well, Milwaukee has come out with a new set of Marless lug nut sockets. Now, if you're unfamiliar with these are thin wall impact sockets that have a vinyl protective coating on them to not damage wheels. As you can see, this Matco has been beat up a little bit. So Milwaukee has come out with their own line, and I'm going to be beating the snot out of them because, well, I use these on every lug nut I touch. So we're going to see how they do with swelled nuts. We're going to see how the plastic, cover holds up, and, just generally beat on them and see how they do. I know everybody is going to comment on the fact that there's no 22 in the line. They do not have a 22. I don't agree with that either, but it is what it is. And technically, 7/8 is 22 millimeter. It just, OCD of some people will obsess about 7/8 versus 22. Just like 19 is 3/4. Anyway, a couple things I want to talk about with these sockets on initial impressions. Now let's talk about the starting a lug nut problem. Now this is again a Matco. It's 21 millimeter. This is a brand new lug nut, and you can see how far it goes in there, which is a good thing and a bad thing. What I mean by that is only about that much of the lug nut is in the socket. Great for starting lug nuts. It's not great for not messing up lug nuts. And what I mean by that, especially ones with, the stupid sheet metal chrome cover on them. Not much of the socket on this style is, well, touching. Whereas the Milwaukees are much deeper, which is better for complete contact with the lug nut, but it does make starting them a little more difficult. If you've got a short lug nut, well, it'll just be buried in there. So I've got this Acorn style lug nut on the Matco socket. It sits up nice and proud so you can, start it. Whereas on the Milwaukee, goes well into the socket, so it makes starting a lug nut with a socket more difficult. But on the other side of it is, this isn't a great example because it does actually go all the way flush. But this is a better example of it not going flush. Only that much of the socket is contacting, so understand that when you buy these that they do have a deeper recess. So, something to consider if you deal with a lot of Nissans that have these little acorns, and, well, make starting the lug nuts a little difficult with the socket, or you're going in there with little fingers. Something to be considered. But I am going to beat the snot out of them, report back how they do. These sockets tended to break a good bit, so we're going to see how they do, see if they are, any longer lasting, or if they wind up, dying, relatively quickly. Milwaukee power, so we'll see if we can break them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.